And today, we're reacting to why war won't work with Gen Z. I know one thing. If they ask me to go, I just know I'll be a good soldier if I wanted it. But if I don't want to do some shit, it's bad for business, man. Y'all gonna be getting a whole lot of lazy shit. I'm supposed to be peeking and checking doors. I'm just walking through because at this point, I'm just waiting on somebody to go ahead and split my head open. That being said, man, I'll pull it to the Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday about 5 or 6 p.m. Let's do it.
One generation is bound to experience the most life-changing events in history. And so far,
COVID.
It's looking like Gen Z is fitting the boot. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but can you blame me after all the things
COVID gonna be in a history book, y'all. They're gonna actually read about that. That's crazy.
we've had? Most of us were born around the time or after one of the most devastating terror attacks in modern times happened. We saw our parents trying to keep their sanity during the 2008 financial crisis. As soon as we stepped out into the real world as adults, everything decided to shut down because of COVID and
No, I ain't gonna lie. That family crisis, like that crisis 2008 shit. I don't know if I would have made it out of that one. That's a scary one. As an adult, because I'm thinking about how shit is right now and how crazy things are. Like if in housing crises and stuff like that, certain economic crashes, I feel like I don't know if I could have done well in, because I get stressed. Nigga, I get stressed. I be getting hives whenever I eat like shellfish and shit. I'll get hives just from being stressed out. I don't know if I could have made it.
2020. We've been having drills since we were 5 at school in case a lunatic comes in and mows the whole school down. And now to add the cherry on top, we may be running back to draft and being put on the warfield. Excuse me, I meant you guys may be running back to draft and on the warfield. I just found out I'm highly on the spectrum, so unfortunately that means I can't qualify. But good luck, future soldiers. I'll give y'all each a high five and you can have fun on the battlefield. It's crazy how Gen Z is kind of running back what millennials had. Because millennials had a war growing up with a terrible economy and had to worry about if they could even afford a house. But man, at least they had good music coming out. What the do we have for these turmoil times, Lil Mabu? I don't think I really have to explain too much what's going on. If you don't keep up with the news, you've probably seen the memes already about hitting 360 no scopes on the battlefield. But the United States of America officially got involved with the Israel and Iran conflict and decided to drop 3 bombs on what they say is their nuclear sites. But of course, that's just a theory. A game theory. Alright, I'm sorry. I feel like I need to take these matters more serious. Now, I'm not gonna say too much of my personal opinion on it and break this down like it's a 5-hour political podcast. I usually say and talk about things more on stream, so definitely go follow me on there in the second channel. But it's not surprising that everyone is scared online and doesn't know what's gonna happen. You know, in the past, you usually didn't have a president tweeting that they bombed a country, then posting a low PNG.
Yeah, this is crazy. This woofing and beefing and talking on the net as if niggas was like in a gang. Like niggas is talking like gangs would be. Bitch ass nigga, when I see you it's up. Everyone will feel this. Sheesh, that's different. And then you got the president, oh yeah, repping sets and shit. Like look, he just literally posted his flag up there. Nigga he's banging. He banging. He just banged on them with the American flag. Yeah, that's how we coming. What's up?
Photo of the American flag right after. This is definitely the worst time to be the ripe age of 18 to 25 because we going first if the draft happens. Unfortunately, high school class of 2025, you only got a couple of seconds of freedom before you were cooked. I've been thinking to myself for a while, in a hypothetical unlikely scenario of them actually doing a draft, the government doesn't realize that
it would not work with Gen Z.
Gen Z has got to be the worst generation for them to try and get on the
sure.
war train with them. And this isn't even mentioning about all the femboys and furries.
Oh God.
Not even talking about how half of us are either morbidly obese or twigs. One of the main reasons I think war wouldn't work with Gen Z.
I think we're gonna do a good job with our children. You know how they say it only gets worse? I feel like we're gonna do a good job. I think we're gonna all see how we all are. Nah, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, it's not true. Now I'm thinking about it. It's because the phones, like the technology. The technology, bro. Yeah, the technology. I don't know what's to come. With my son, like I don't know what's to come, bro. My son's smart as shit too, and it's like it'll be some things like sometimes I think a lot of these kids are gonna be too smart for their own good. You feel me? Like I think that's what it's gonna be. My son, he's 2, and he was riding by an excavator the other day and said, "Excavator." I was like, damn. You know, so, and I think it's crazy. I think, like I said, it's the internet and shit. It's the internet, for sure. It's definitely the internet.
It's because the propaganda age of America is officially dead. And not just America, any country that has some form of free press is absolutely cooked. The reason why people back then were so patriotic and would do anything to be in the army in war times, you had kids who were in high school lying about their age so they could serve in the army, was because so many people trusted what the politicians said and how the media said things. Politicians were treated as saintly figures that would never do bad for the American people, because why would they? They sit on podiums and do cool speeches about us fighting for our democracy and freedom. And now we look back at certain conflicts America got in and realize that there was no point in us being there. Like, almost nobody nowadays thinks the Vietnam War was something America needed to get involved in. And it's crazy how the #1 superpower for military in all things lost to that were setting up Looney Tune ad traps in the ground.
Yikes. Woo! Imagine being the nigga that fell into that shit. Damn. That one, cause you really fall feet first into that. You really make it out of that. You know what I'm saying? You really can get out of that. But that shit's gonna hurt though. Unless, cause I'd imagine if you step on the platform, it just goes immediately down. So you going feet first into that. But that is Looney Tunes as fuck to fall into. You will be mad as shit. How did I fall for this? But how did you not? You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. I'm seeing that. You ain't get, oh, I mean, I guess if it has a whole bunch of vegetation and shit on it, maybe I don't see that. These are good traps, y'all. These are pretty good. Let me see this one. Yikes.
Also, the Iraq War is universally seen as a dumb war that shouldn't have happened by people now. Like, even Trump and Obama agree on that. That's probably the only thing they agree on. The reasons why these work, though, is because it was
think about it at night. Facts, Shayla, at night. You posted up at night, you tired of shit. And mind you, you not looking at the ground, you looking at this because you trying to make sure you don't get shot or people not moving around. An easy slice to your shit.
So much easier to push propaganda in the past. Like in the Vietnam War, they were playing TV ads saying this was all about freedom and nothing else. Taking ads out the newspaper saying the only way to be a man is by getting drafted to war. And at the time before social media, everyone basically believed it because that's all that was shown. There wasn't anyone with major platforms that would go against it because they would get censored. And everyone watched media through a few news channels which would all say the same thing. During the Iraq War though, that's when you first started seeing people actually start speaking up about things, saying, hey, maybe going into a country and murdering innocent civilians and committing war crimes isn't a good thing. Just maybe. But social media was still in its baby phases at the time it was going on, so there was still a lot of enthusiasm for it. But now with Gen Z, we grew up in the most free era of social media. No one would go because everyone would know it would be another lie that the government is doing. And the military's numbers have already been dropping more than ever. People have been making fun of it because they be trying to recruit soldiers anywhere they can now. They've been seen at.
I remember when they used to do this shit at school, and they would have you there like, "Hey man, you trying to come fight, bro? Come fight for your country." I'm like, bro, you must actually be crazy. Nigga, I'm about to go to the NBA. I'm not. They used to have, you know, when they used to bring all the schools and walk by, or shit. Maybe you in school seeing it right now. Thank you for that sub, Anaya. Thank you for the sub. Shout out to whoever told me to change my shit to that song, man.
Anime cons, they got whole Twitch channels now. They even got them at NBA games now. I'm not gonna lie, if I'm watching my glorious king LeBron putting up 40 points and a military sergeant comes up to me like, hey son, this game sure is great, right? If you ever
thought of the game of when I was running
like, get
miles.
the fuck out my face, bro. I'm watching LeBron. Even if there was a chance it was true and we were rightfully defending ourselves from evil, the US government has lost so much trust in the public, no one would believe them. I don't know.
I'm the most unpatriotic nigga, bro. Like, no, that's not true. I like being American, like, and being from America, but I don't know shit. I don't care to know anything. Like, oh, I know who the president is, but I don't know any policies or anything. You feel me? I'm happy that I'm American, But and the things that we get to have, but I don't know nothing. Yeah, I fuck with Lil Tecca.
Single man I've asked in Gen Z that said they would actually go if they got drafted. Most would rather just take the prison time or fine than go. And looking at it in the long run, it's not even that bad. It's 5 years in prison max if you don't go. So it's either you get
president, I would be the worst president in the world. If presidents had like the power that you once thought as a kid you thought they had to just be making laws and things like that, if that was really how it was and I was the president, y'all would be like, Jarrell, what up? Y'all would be like, whoa, this nigga's a dictator. The way I would have moved, like, y'all be like, yo, nah, this nigga, nah, we gotta, I would have like probably like 10 assassination attempts and somebody would end up succeeding. You know what I'm saying? They'd have been like, nah, this nigga can't be in office anymore. Roasted. That too much power like that? Yeah, no.
5 years max in prison for not going and stay alive. Or go and potentially get obliterated on the battlefield by a missile straight to the head. Hey man, I don't know about y'all, but I'm throwing a party in that prison for every day we not in the warfield. I got a friend that served in the military for a couple of years, and even he said nowadays he'd rather take the prison time. Also, the younger generation has realized we don't want to fight a war because of a politician's beef. Like, why don't y'all fight it yourselves? Why I gotta grab the military equipment while you sit on a plane watching from above drinking champagne? They should host a boxing match every year for world leaders, and whoever wins, their country gets the most benefits for that year. Looking at our leader for now, though, yeah, we might be losing for the next couple of years if that happens. Also, growing up in this age, we've gotten exposed to how badly these war injuries leave people. This right here might...
Bro, the war injuries, seeing the people, it's on display clear as day when I'm riding through Houston and it's a retired war vet and the nigga has no legs, no arms, nigga don't even got a head. It's just a body with fucking a sign on him. Needs some money. You telling me I have no legs, no arms, no head. I'm just a torso and I'm homeless? Damn. Nigga, PTSD as well. Like, nigga, y'all ain't even taking care of me. I'm not even, hell nah, bro. I can't do it. And you telling me I'm out here outside in the Houston heat. I be looking at niggas like, when you see a person's situation so bad, you kind of got to sit your head down and thank God that you're not in his position. The amount of niggas I drive by and be like, thank you God so much for blessing me the way that you have, and please bless this man too. You got to pray for a nigga. You know how bad a nigga situation got to be for you to see him and drive by and be like, damn, let me pray for the man. That's him. Like, I seen that nigga like that every day. You know what I'm saying? Hell nah. I'm not doing that shit. So you're telling me this is how I'm going to live if this happens. If I go fight for no, I ain't doing that.
Be the sole reason.
Or you can get $3,000 a month. Some people be getting 3 racks a month just for free. That's hard.
Would never join in. There's always a chance you could end up with one of those. People in war lose body parts I didn't even know was possible to lose. The day I'm at war and they try to obliterate my meat, the whole place is getting torn down. They should have tried to stop those images from coming out, because who the hell would want to potentially get involved in a war after seeing pictures like that? And it's crazy because it could happen at any moment to you on the warfield. One day you're chilling in the breezy weather of Iraq in 115-degree weather. You're vibing, then you look to the right and see a man with 20 cc's of C4 strapped to his chest running to you at Usain Bolt speed. And now you end up looking like Two-Face back at home. I'm not sitting here and saying all of America's wars were unjustified though. Like, I always appreciate the veterans out there who fought, because most of the time, even if the war ended up being unjustified, a lot joined to fight for justified reasons and what they were told, and then felt bad when they realized it was a lie. And also for World War II, America was justified in a lot, like, less.
Nah, facts, Token. Self-bombers, you gotta be dedicated to the cause. Imagine the first nigga they told that to. You, bro. We're gonna strap some C4 to you. I want you to run into this building and blow it up. Okay, bet. So you want me to throw it in there, run out and blow that shit? No. There's not gonna be enough time for that. We want you to go in there and blow yourself up in there. And he just was like, yes, I'm with that. I don't know if there's a cause. I don't know if there's any cause that's not my family that I could do anything like that for. I don't think there is. There's nothing. Like, there's nothing you could tell me that I stand on that much for me to say, okay, I'll do it if I have to in GTA. No, there's no way. The first person probably got forced. Probably. The only way they could get me is they're like, hey, if you don't do this, we're going to take your family's life. And then I'd be like, okay, I got you. I'll come here and do it. But I couldn't do it.
Let's be real, mainly making sure Adolf didn't end up owning the world. But like I said, no matter how justified a conflict may be, the trust is gone.
Manipulated.
It'll take a real hard campaign to have the youth agree the government is totally not lying in what they're saying. And the president we have now is totally not a liar, right?
One thing I can promise you this. I will always tell you the truth.
He don't even believe that himself. Do you see his face? He was probably holding
The way
back.
people chanted for that, like, how would you believe that? Like, how could you believe that? How could you believe anybody say that in a position like he's in?
Laugh so hard in his mind. That's the thing that's most important in a war.
And he had
Having a
niggas in
person
there
that the
screaming,
younger
"Yes,
generation
Trump!"
wholeheartedly trust. It's a reason why a lot of dictatorships completely ban social media.
Yo, that's what we should watch. Two things I'm so obsessed with, bruh, is North Korea and dark web videos, bro. That's what we need to watch. North Korea is the craziest shit in the world. What if grass is just Earth's hair? Good one. North Korea is one of the crazy, like, how can you set up a place like to make people think that this is how y'all's living, but in reality it's a different way. And the punishments, like, that's another thing that's so crazy in like, wow, the punishments, bro. A nigga could do something, right? You could be living in a camp somewhere eating fucking potato skins and shit, all because your grandfather 5 fucking lineages ago said, I don't want to kneel down to Kim Jong-un today, or Kim Jong whoever the fuck it was at the time today. And now, years down the line, you're paying for it for some shit that happened before you were even thought of. You gotta be so evil to even think of some shit like that, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. He make good dark web morbid videos. Watch Tuv. Tuv does. I'm gonna check those out. Dark web reacts. Okay, well, we'll check them out. Yeah, send me some. Send them to my Instagram, and then on Discord too. Join the Discord. The link's at the top. Tuv is fire. Okay, bet. All right, bet. Yeah, send me some. Send me on Discord from Tuv, bro, so we can see him. Nah, that's crazy. You know how evil they gotta be to still have kids, even knowing. I'm saying facts. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're trapped forever. You're saying, okay, yeah, no more kids.
Media, because they can fully propaganda the younger generation to look up to the leader, and they're all gonna believe in them. Even having someone that they trust is hard, but having someone that the younger generation doesn't trust, yeah, it's gonna be damn near impossible for the government to try to get us on the war train with that. No matter your view on Trump, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that most of Gen Z does not have a good view on him. You take a room of 10 of us, and I would say at least 8 people are gonna say they don't like him. And look, like I've said in the past, I'm not even one of those that's a Trump hater 24/7 and spends all day writing hate articles on him. But if you truly think the younger generation would fully be behind him declaring a war on another country, you're delusional. Bro, we just had a protest around the whole country against what he's doing. And because he's commander-in-chief and can set whatever war policies he wants, I would
There's a
not
sub I
trust
missed?
what the this would implement. Like, what if he
I don't know
implements
who
a
I
policy
fuck with,
where
bro.
if your
I don't
beat
know
is
anybody.
smallest,
I don't
you
know
gotta be
nothing.
the first to go because you probably can't repopulate the population after it drops from
I don't like the ice shit.
all of us would be like, I don't know if I can trust the man leading the war that says this on stage.
Because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm gonna bomb the out of them.
Imagine he forgot there was a couple of
He
soldiers
said that? He said that?
on the war field and threw one right in the middle of the fight. Also, another reason why the younger generation wouldn't be motivated to join in is because
That nigga's so unserious. Damn.
we really got
Remember when the president used to be like, man, the president. Who the last person that was? Damn, that's the U.S. president, man, the president. Now the nigga, yeah, fuck everybody. We about to blow this shit up. Let's do it.
nothing to look forward to and have no hope for an American dream. Our
Yeah,
economy's
Obama
still
was the last
from
one.
COVID and inflation is still going on. No one can get a job on the mainland already. And most of Gen Z ain't gonna get a house in their lifetime. At least back then, when you fought a war,
What
you
I'm
had
gonna do if I get drafted? I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for the country, bro. As long as I got shit to live for, I'll fight. But it'd be hard though.
had those things to look forward to. You came back and could work a shift as a cashier and buy a house in 2 years. Nowadays, instead of that, you're gonna come back and have no work available to you, probably still be living with your parents. All the
Yeah.
femcells on Twitter and TikTok are gonna be laughing at the men dying on the warfield. And don't count on the government to help you either after. It's so sad to me that there's people out there that served the country and helped keep it alive, only for them to end up homeless with no help from the
telling
government.
you.
In
I'm
what
telling
world
you.
should homeless veterans even be a thing, bro? We
I'm
spent
telling you.
$880 billion on the military a year. Everyone who served in war should be eating good and kicking back for the rest of their lives. They did something that none of us wanted to do in the politicians and then got the end of the stick. If I was them, I would take back all of my service and stay my ass on the mainland. The government has tried to right those wrongs and make better benefits for people, but you still end up with people who got left behind and have nothing after. The only reason why
And it's like, you can't blame some of the niggas because they so tore up mentally. You know what I'm saying? They so tore up from whatever it is that they saw, their whole platoon getting blown up and shit. So you can't, it's like, damn, it's fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas outside in the rain right now played pivotal parts in making sure we get to sit here and watch a fucking Dior stream. And they in the fucking on Bussiness getting stepped on by prostitutes and shit, and GTA.
I would even join, to be honest, is the benefits. I just have to sit there and pray that a war doesn't actually happen. Because for real, I'd only want the free insurance and vacations. The warfield is a different conversation. I'm gonna have to take my prison time for that game. Anyways, that's gonna be it. For anyone in Gen Z that's actually worried about a draft in war, I'm gonna let you know right now, there's about a 95% chance no draft happens. Like for
5 is bad. That being said, like the video, sub, comment, binge, the channel, I appreciate our great y'all, man. We gone. ADD, like, do it.